Destination Space News. If you like anything behind the scenes, this story is for you. It has to do with an iconic machine you're about to see whose work has spanned nearly the entire history of NASA.
It moves very slowly, but that's the point. As Spectrum News 13's Greg Pallone shows us inside the famed crawler transporter that will now usher in the next era of space exploration.
There are no speed records being set this day at Kennedy Space Center. But moving along the ground at a mere 1 mile per hour is where the Crawler 2 transporter does its heavy lifting. Its job is to move the Artemis program's SLS rockets to Launch Pad 39B on a 4-mile, 8-hour journey. NASA says it weighs 6.6 million pounds, comparable to the weight of 15 Statues of Liberty or 1,000 pickup trucks. Add a rocket and mobile launcher, and you're reaching upwards of 27 million pounds. Inside the crawler is a fusion of old and new technology, thanks to a 2-year-long refurbishment. And when we say old, we mean it.
American Locomotive Company.
The engines were built in the early 1900s for locomotives, so train engines power the crawler. Mechanical engineer Joseph Jones with Aerodyne worked on their refit, making the crawler capable of carrying up to an additional 18 million pounds.
We got 60 years out of the engines from the first build. We want to go ahead and get them back as close as we could to the original specs, original equipment, to get as many more years out as we can, and not have to worry about it. This engine should run for the rest of this program and hopefully longer.
You have all that power, but you need to generate it. 4 refurbished 1,500 kilowatt generators create the electricity to power the crawler. Sam Dove is a crawler transporter engineer under Jacobs. Dove says the generators play a key role.
Without these, you cannot move the crawler, right? They're an older technology, but they work so well. I can make this crawler go so slow that you barely can tell it's moving. Or we can get it up, to 1.25 miles an hour, whatever we need to. And it will repeat that and consistently repeat that and support us well into however many Artemis flights we want to make.
It's been a journey from Apollo to Artemis. From the first Saturn V moved to the pad for Apollo 8, that was the first crewed mission around the moon. Now to Artemis 2, the first crewed mission around the moon nearly 60 years later. And it's just a couple of miles away from hitting 2,500 miles, transporting hundreds of rockets and shuttles to and from the pad, a living legacy.
In reliability and in actual use, nothing has changed. It's still the same crawler.
At Kennedy Space Center, Greg Pallone, Spectrum News.
Spectrum News.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your community, click the subscribe button here. You can also download the Spectrum News app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.